Hi everybody, this is Oksana, and in this video I'm going to show you how to channel set using a little bit of a different technique. So in my previous video it was a bit more complicated, and to be honest I struggle with it myself, so I was just thinking, what about somebody that is, relatively new to wire wrapping that really wants to channel set some little stones but struggles with that other technique. So this technique is a little bit easier. It can be, a little tricky obviously, but I find it personally to be easier than the other way. It looks different though. It gives you a different look, but it accomplishes the same thing where you have tiny stones kind of set all in a row, and you can keep going and do as many as you want. I just did 3 here to show you. So if you want to see how I did this, just keep watching. So we have our 4 square 20 gauge copper wires here again, lined up nicely side by side, and then we have 2 18 gauge half round wires. And so to get this started, you want to put the flat side down and the half rounded side up. I find it helpful to squish them with my pliers, because being 18 gauge, they're not really easy to wrap around. Alright, so once you've done the initial little wrap there, so everything kind of stays put, then we can get started. So what you want to do is you want to lift up these half round wires, and you want the half rounded side. You can use your pliers to kind of help you turn them so that the half rounded side is kind of on the edge there, and the flat side is facing inward, and it's going to be, once I put my little stone there, you'll see it's going to be touching the stone. So you want to take your little cabochon and just kind of sit it on the square wires there, and then it's sitting like that. The half round wires are kind of creating a little thing for it to, little cradle. And then you're gonna continue wrapping this around the stone. It's important that the wires don't get twisted. And as you can see, when we do this, the kind of circle here gets smaller, so you do want to do a nice tight wrap. If you do it really loose, the stone won't stay in. So as we approach here, so we went around and now we're at the top, what you want to do is you want the half round side of your wires to be facing you. So I just turned with my pliers a little bit, and this way when you're wrapping, the flat side goes against the square wires, and you can press down on that. And so we've set 1 stone. And what we're going to do now is I'm just going to lift them up, and then I'm going to use my pliers again to just turn them a little bit so that I have the half rounded side facing outwards, and the part that's going to be touching my stone is the flat side. So again, we're creating like a little cradle, but this time cradle is on top and not on bottom. So here, I flip this over so you can see. Okay, and you also, if you need to adjust, like if your stone isn't centered, it's like too much to one side, you can take the time to just move it before you wrap all the way around. So I'm just finishing going all the way around, and as I get here to the edge, I'm just taking my half round wires and I'm turning them so the half round side stays up as I go around and down, and I press down on it. Okay, so that was the same exact step as we did before. So now we have 2 little stones channel set. So I'll just do a third and final one just to show you. So again, I'm turning them on their side. I'm grabbing a little cabochon here, my little amethyst cabochon from Maya Crystal's store on Facebook, and I'll link them below. They have lots of different stones that are these little round 5 millimeter cabochons. So it's great if you want to do these kinds of channel settings. So we wrapped that around, and once we reach the edge here, just gonna take and turn so that it's the flat side down, half rounded side up. And if you were to keep going here, you would just continue with another stone, but I'm gonna stop here at 3. And this is a little channel setting technique that uses 18 gauge half round wire and 20 gauge square wire as the base, which works perfectly for these little 5 millimeter cabs. If you have different sizes, you might have to adjust the size of your wire. Now you can insert this into a pendant, you can attach it to a pendant, you can just trim off the half round wires, and then you have these square wires to attach it, like if you need to wrap it around something to put it on another piece of jewelry, because this is really more of like a decorative thing that you insert into something rather than its own piece. Now you could make a bracelet, like some kind of bangle bracelet type thing. For that, I would just tuck away the little square wire ends so that they don't poke out. I would have cut this half round wire so the ends of it are in there, and then as you bend these little square wire ends, it creates kind of this little loop so that the wire end, as you can see there, is kind of touching the wire and it's rounded. And that's how you could finish off the ends of it if you wanted to make like a little ring. Actually, I don't know, would this work for a ring? Yeah, I was just worried the stones might get, like, to make it a ring, you have to really bend it significantly, and I was worried the stones were gonna pop out or something if I bent it so much. But no, I guess this would work for a ring. You would just do that with both ends. Obviously make it a little longer. It might need more than 3 stones to do that, but yeah, they stay when you bend it into a ring shape. So yeah, that's just kind of one idea of what you could do with it, but that's it. Hopefully this will be helpful to you if you are trying to channel set and you struggle with that other technique. This one is a little easier. So thank you for watching. Bye.